Hello everyone again, it's Wealth Building Rockstar here with another video. I'm here to talk about the importance of journaling and how to start journaling. Journaling is honestly my favorite form of manifestation, honestly. I feel like I write down everything. I write down all my goals. I write down how I'm feeling. I write down ideas as they come in my head, and I write them down in a journal. I like writing them down physically in a journal, but if I don't have my journal on me and I'm at work and something comes to me, I just write it in my notes. Some people do it in their iPads, some people do it on vision boards, on calendars. I actually started doing it in calendars. Is how it really started. I hated journals. I hate writing. I literally hate writing. I love journaling, but I hate writing. So when I got into journaling, I was one of those people who's like, I can never be a journaler. I used to date someone who always journaled, and I'd be like, how do you do that? Like, how do you do that? And it wasn't until I got my first journal as a birthday present from one of my family friends growing up, and I was like, what is this? Like, it just got me some socks. But let me tell you, Miss Lisa, if you're watching this, that gift changed my life. I started journaling for real when I work obviously in film and I work in fashion. And if you work in film or fashion, there's a lot of things that go into the productions that obviously regular people don't see. But for my job, we have to write down so much, and I would always try to remember everything in my head. And I'd be like, oh, we have to go to this store and buy this, and then go to this store and buy this, and this costume house and this storage unit. And I got to the point where as I grew in my career, you have to write things down. Or even like when I used to be a PA, in like an office PA or like a coordinator, I would have to write down like lunch orders and coffee orders and just like all these things you have to do in the day that help make my day become better. So I got that journal before I really started like trying to grow as a stylist and a costumer and like grow in my career. And I was like, perfect timing, because I never had a journal. I saw all the other assistants having journals, but as a PM, I'm like, I don't need a journal. They tell me what to do and I go do it. And then I was like, one day, like, the assistant was like, do you have a journal? I was like, I actually do. I really do. And then I just started journaling. And then as I would be at work, I'd be like, in 6 months, I'm going to save this much money, or in 10. And I always do 6 months and then the year. And then I do long-term goals. But I really don't like long-term goals. Like, people are like, write your short-term, 6 months to a year, 5 years, and your long-term is like 5 to 10. And I'm like, no. I write down 6 months to a year, because you have these goals. And I do write long-term goals occasionally, but you have these goals and then life happens and you have to know how to adapt and adjust. Like, with my first like long-term goals, like to be a producer. Not a producer. I mean, I do produce things, but like I became a stylist instead, and it's like now I'm becoming an entrepreneur. Like, you just have all these different things that happen that adjust. So I feel like long-term goals aren't more important, more so as like short-term goals. Like everyone says, to be successful, you lay the brick, you just lay the brick, you focus on one step at a time, and then the wall will be built. You see what I'm saying? So I like to do 6 months and yearly goals, and it helps me achieve them better. Also, because I'm very impatient, as we all know. I'm not 5 years. I want my dreams to happen in one. If they don't happen in one, the next year I'm running the same dream. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm that person. Like, I'm gonna be a millionaire in 1 year. It doesn't happen in 1 year, whatever. This next year I'm running it. But making those goals so drastic and close makes you achieve more than you thought you would as well. Like, I'm gonna be a millionaire in 5 years. Yeah, but are you going to do the things? Because then you're going to be like, oh, I have 5 years, and then a year's going to go by. Then, oh, I still have 4, and then a year's going to go by. Versus, like, I'm like, I need to be a millionaire this year. If I don't hit a million, I probably still made 2 to 3 times more than I would have made just not doing anything. You see what I'm saying? So I like to do 6 months and 10 months, 6 months, and then 12 months or a year goals. And that's how I started journaling for sure. I did it just like, again, every 6 months I'd write. Obviously short-term goals and then long-term goals, and my long-term or yearly goals would change obviously in the 6 months, because if I hit my 6-month goal, I might have new yearly goals. So just every 6 months I'd write that. That's how I started, besides like what I had at work. And then I'd write ideas for when I got to a point in my career where I liked costuming still, but then I wanted to like invest and like get into investing. So I wrote down like, I'm gonna invest this much, or research these apps, or most of my investment journey the first year was just so much research. I was looking at peer-to-peer lending, like things that weren't like buying a house, things that were like buying stocks, like things I could do like $5,000 to $10,000, but not like, obviously I live in LA. Even though I did buy a house in Atlanta, but like not enough to buy a house here, so that wasn't even in my focus. But just like peer-to-peer lending, REITs, Sunrise app, Wealthfront, Acorn, just all these different things that you can invest in. That was literally like what my journal was filled with. And then I went through a really bad breakup of someone I really wasn't even in a relationship with. It's a very ghetto time of my life. And that's when I started journaling for real, like every day, because I had feelings that I needed to get out that I could not express. I didn't have a therapist, and it was just something, a new feeling for me that I was like, oh, this is ghetto. So I just was writing every day, meditating every day. And then I got over that and it helped. And then I was like, well, I don't need to just journal every day only when I'm feeling terrible. Because that's how it started. I'm like, when I'm angry or I'm upset or I'm sad, I journal. And now I journal every day, almost every day. I journal manifestations in like the 3, 6, 9, like 3 manifestations, 6, and then 9, and then I write visualizing it. And then sometimes I do write how I feel, because then my goal now is, to be a full-time entrepreneur and to retire from costuming. And I write down, like, if I'm feeling like, dang, I thought this ad or this product was going to scale, or I thought this video was going to go viral, or just things that I'm working on. And if I feel like upset or overwhelmed, I journal it out. And then I just journal ideas sometimes. I journal still my goals, 6 months to a year, even though I do that a lot less, because now I'm working toward the active goals that it is just like day by day. But I still journal those things, but I mostly just manifest things. I still do feelings, but any idea that pops in my head too, like you'll get an idea for just most random things. Like say I'm doing YouTube, and I'm like, oh, a YouTube topic, or like a hashtag to use on my next TikTok post, or like just literally the most random things that will just help your business, that aren't like, oh, in 6 months I'm gonna have 10K sales. It's like, oh, I'm gonna use this hashtag, but then use this edit, but then use this filter on my next video, and just write that down. Because literally thoughts come and you think you're gonna remember them, and then you don't, and you have a good idea, and then 2 weeks go by and you cannot remember that idea. So the power of journaling is everything. I feel so much more calm now that I journal, because if you know me, I obsess over my dreams. I still do really bad, but I'm a lot better than I was back then. It helps me not get so defeated when things don't happen again in 2 minutes, because like I said, I want my dreams and goals that I make to happen tomorrow. I'm gonna write them down today. I need them to happen tomorrow, but obviously they won't. But keep writing them down, keep believing that they're gonna happen, has helped me be calm so much. Everything that I've wrote down in journals, from like even being a PA, like I would write down like, I'm gonna join the union. I am in the costumers union in LA. And then after that I was like, I'm gonna buy a house. And then 6 months later I manifested out of buying a house. And just like that, just write everything down and you'll see, and then you can like check off the goals as you go, and then you can be like, oh, I wanna be a producer this year. And then you got into costuming, and now you're like, oh, now I don't want to do that, but now I want to join the union in 6 months or a year. Or you can see your goals and you can adjust them and adapt, and you can just see the growth. And I love journaling too, because you can always look back and always see how to help people do things. Because even though I don't want to be a producer anymore, I know a lot about how to be one, because I journaled so much and I experienced what it took, and then I realized that's not what I wanted. I adjusted to then, and it just helps mentally, emotionally, spiritually get things out there, put them in motion, and just really help you just feel better. Like writing every day, which is crazy to me because I hate doing any other writing, copywriting, posts, titles for these YouTube videos, but journaling has been everything. So try it out. Don't make it this thing where like, I've suggested books that I've read, The Artist's Way, and you have to like journal every day. I agree you should, but don't start with these big audacious goals. Just journal when you feel like journaling. Don't be like, I'm gonna journal once a week. Don't be like, I'm gonna journal every day. I'm gonna journal every day at 1. Just journal when you feel like it, and then it'll just come. Like I don't set days and times when I journal. I just try to journal every day, and it usually happens. Sometimes it doesn't, but for the most part, it is every day. It's on my phone. Sometimes it's in a journal. It's in whatever. Like you just don't set these structures for your life. Just do things every day, or try to, and they'll come in fruition. I know structure is hard. I work in film and I'm freelance, so me and structure, we're not even in the same level. So it kind of helped me, because I just do things when I get the chance to do them. Structure is like whatever, but just doing things over and over, you'll get there. Thank you guys. If you like this, like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Motivational Mondays. I'm always posting motivation, and I'm always posting videos when I can. I try to do them every Friday, but you know, as they come, I work in film, so we'll see how much time I have to keep recording videos. But love you guys. Thank you.